I'm really convinced that this center is most appropriate, one of the most appropriate places to tackle this capital issue. The magnitude 9.0 earthquake on March 11th was the largest ever earthquake recorded in Japanese history, and a tsunami with the heights of 100 feet high resulted in almost 20,000 people killed or missing. And following this disaster, we have received invaluable support from all over the world, and I must say that the United States provided us with the most effective, efficient, and heartfelt assistance, so we really would like to thank you. And thanks to your help, the reconstruction activities are continuing at a very rapid pace in the affected area. For instance, the tsunami-stricken Sendai airport was reopened just about 1 month after the disaster, and particularly with the valuable assistance of the US military forces. And you may know that the Shinkansen bullet train, thanks to the latest earthquake countermeasures, they did not experience a single casualty or derailment, even though the 27 trains were running at the time of the earthquake in the region hit by the earthquake. The high-speed train network returned to full operation just 1 month after the disaster. But the disaster had a very large effect on the various industries. The affected areas had many manufacturers components for the automobiles, electric devices, etc., and their production capacity were severely damaged, which caused so-called supply chain problems and forced production of automobiles or electric appliances, not only in Japan, but in the United States and other parts of the world. But these companies, these component companies, also recovered much faster than predicted, and now we have almost no problem of this supply chain. And now I noticed that floods, very tragic floods, which hit Thailand, and I would also like to send our sincere condolences to Thai people. But this disaster is reviving the worldwide supply chain problem again, especially in the automobile industry. So these facts show us how we are closely connected on this planet. As for the nuclear plants, devastated Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, which is one of the important topics today, the Japanese government is working not only together with the Japanese companies or Japanese related organizations, but also international organizations like IAEA or experts from other countries like the United States to cope with this enormous problem. And thanks to these combined efforts, the goal of the step 2 of the countermeasure process, namely to bring down the damaged plants into a cold shutdown, is likely to be achieved by the end of this year. And one of the most important issues to be addressed at this juncture, which is the decontamination of areas surrounding the plant, is something that we are really trying to fix. This is a really huge, daunting task, but we absolutely have fixed this problem. The Japanese government takes on the responsibility for the cleanup of the areas, working together with the local authorities. All in all, the nuclear accident triggered a national-wide inspection, a stress test of all 54 nuclear facilities in Japan. And since then, they were not allowed to restart without this particularly severe inspection. So now 43 of these plants were closed and threatening to cause serious electricity shortages. For for the last summer, we managed to overcome this crisis by lowering the electricity usage by 15%, thanks to cooperation of companies and citizens to the appeal from the government. I think it's a really remarkable achievement. And in this coming winter, we will also have another peak in electricity demand, but we are pretty much sure that we can meet the demand in a similar way. There are a lot of lessons that we should learn and we should share with you coming out of this disaster. Following the Fukushima nuclear accidents, we need to really strengthen our emergency preparedness, the accident management structure, government safety regulations, and public information policies. Before the disaster, Japan depended, as was introduced by Professor Gallagher, we depend on nuclear power energy for about 30% of the total electricity demand. And we had planned to increase this share to 53% by 2030. That was the midterm strategy before the earthquake. And now, after the earthquake, obviously, we are reviewing thoroughly our energy strategy in order to reduce our dependence on nuclear energy in the medium to long term. And our Prime Minister Noda, has made clear that the government will work on various plans to increase the use of both energy conservation technologies and green energy technologies or renewable energy technologies to cope with the problem. And from the macroeconomic point of view, the disaster damaged over $200 billion infrastructure. So it will take a significant time and money to build. And to find out an appropriate way to sharing the enormous burden of reconstruction cost is also a major issue. Already the first and second round of supplementary budget have been passed, and now our government is in the process of approving the parliament is in the process of approving the third supplementary budget, which amounts to something like $15 billion. So how to share these burdens to cover all the costs of reconstruction? Our government is considering a temporary increase in income tax, inheritance tax, maybe tax on tobacco, etc. And I happily learned that according to a very recent public opinion poll, a majority of Japanese people are in favor of these tax increases. So I think we are, in principle, on good track. And we are not only faced with these challenges out of the earthquake. In a longer-term perspective, we have to deal with the two different sets of challenges. One out of the disaster, but the other set that has been there even before the earthquake, like lasting economic stagnation, aging society, accumulating public debt, etc. And in order to tackle both of these problems in a consistent and effective manner, really we need a good deal of imaginative thinking and political determination. And I'm pretty much sure that the discussion in this round table will certainly go a long way to deepen our thought in meeting this challenge. So I really would like to thank you for making this occasion happen, and I wish you a very fruitful discussion in this round table. And also, I would like to hope for continued success and development of the Hitachi Center at Fletcher School. Thank you so much.
Really? Okay. Well, next it's my great pleasure to invite Partha Ghosh to come to give us our keynote address. Partha is a visiting professor of strategic management here at the Fletcher School. He is a renowned management consultant and policy advisor with an extensive record of solving strategic, operational, and complex organizational issues in technology-based industries. He's